All we got is us look down the bench like it's championship or bust. Next man up. All we got is us look down the bench like it's championship or bust. Next man up.
What's up, New York Liberty fans? It's your boy Rem. Welcome to New York Liberty Fan TV. Happy to have you here. Before I tap in and talk game 2, I need you to do me a favor. Please hit that like button, hit that follow button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications for New York Liberty Fan TV. We are presented by the Bucket for Bucket Podcast Network. Game 2 is on the way tonight, 7 p.m. at Barclays Center. The New York Liberty look to close out the Washington Mystics 2-0 tonight, and we are looking to advance to see the winner of Minnesota and Connecticut, which is going to a game 3, deciding game 3 on Wednesday, tomorrow, I believe. So looking forward to that. Today we're gonna look at the keys of the game. We're going to look at what we need to do, and we're going to tap in because they've been talking spicy. Washington has always been talking spicy since the end of the regular season when Brittany Sykes got that game winner, and they continued even after they took that loss. So you hear Natasha Cloud talking, you hear Brittany Sykes talking, but Natasha Cloud made it clear to say that she is guarding Sabrina Ionescu for 40 minutes straight. There will be no switching. So look to see a change in the defense that Washington is running. There was a lot of switching. Obviously, Sabrina goes through a lot of screens, so we can free her up for that three-pointer. This time around, don't expect to see too much switching. Natasha Cloud has said, and she made it clear, 40 minutes straight, she will be on Sabrina. So let's see if that disrupts Sabrina or if that makes things a little bit easier for anyone else. Maybe Breanna Stewart. Maybe that opens things up for her so she can have her breakout game, which we need because we're going to need to close this out tonight. Like I always say, the elimination games are always the toughest games because you have everything to lose. It's you who has to win. You are expected to win. So the other team, they usually just go out and they play free. And there hasn't been any expectation for Washington to go on and advance. I know that we've said, everybody's scared to play Washington because they're getting healthy at the right time, but at the end of the day, the Liberty are the favorite. The Liberty are the better team, and they should. And we expect them to close this out. We need them to close this out tonight and are going to need the crowd and all the fans at peak levels in noise, peak levels of intensity. But let's look at that real quick because, as you know, Sabrina has done well against Washington this whole year. She's averaging 20 plus against them. She's averaging above 5 rebounds against them. And the 3-ball, she has it going all the way. So they are going to put a target on her back today, especially after her performance, especially after the bang bang bangs and the waving them off and getting the crowd hype and everything she said in her post game. Look for the Washington Mystics to come and try to disrupt us, especially Natasha Cloud and Brittany Sykes. They want to come in and they want to they really want to spoil the party, so we cannot let them do that. With that said, I'm going to look at the keys to the game because my keys to the game are simple. We need Jonquel Jones to have another one of her performances, knowing that Sabrina Ionescu will probably be pressed almost 94 feet at some times. We're going to need JJ to have another one of her big performances because they cannot hold her in that interior. Washington does not have the manpower or the woman power to contain Jonquel's rebounding or her scoring. So we're going to need to attack that. Most importantly, if Sabrina is out of her game today, if they actually, double up, if they actually slow Sabrina down, we're going to need Maureen Johannes to step up. We need that bench. We need that bench to step up. I'm sorry, that's my headphones. We're going to need that bench to step up and give the best minutes possible to hit those 3 balls and, get the crowd going. So definitely going to need that. And then lastly, our MVP, Stewie. Stewie has struggled with Washington this season. I said she probably had one game where she had 20 and 10 or something, 24 and 10. But besides that, we need a big MVP performance tonight. We seen AT give up an MVP performance. We seen Asia giving MVP performance the other night. Now we need you to answer to that call, Stewie, and get us a W tonight, because they are going to be swarming Sabrina. And at the end of the day, you are one of the best players on this team and in the WNBA, and we need you to step up and get to that high level. And that's nothing to say that Breanna Stewart hasn't been balling, because she's been doing exactly what we need her to do on the defensive side. But now this time around, we're going to need some offense. We're going to need Benijah Laney to continue doing her story and her superwoman like activity, just so that we could continue to put pressure on Washington. But we're going to need a little bit of bench activity just so that we can give our starters a break and also kind of put in work. The bench only scored 5 points last game. I think we need a little bit more, to be perfectly honest with you, if we're going to close this out and win. But again, the game is at 7 p.m. tonight. And they are talking, guys. Natasha Cloud is talking about guarding Sabrina Ionescu as soon as Sabrina Ionescu gets off of the bus. Okay, so please, please be ready for this. Please be ready for this. It's going to be an intense one, and nobody's just going to lay down and let you beat them. So we have to see what is up. Now, this is all I really have for the Game 2 preview. I didn't have much for you, but I do have something that I want to speak about with Game 1, because I wouldn't be doing my part if I don't speak about this. I feel remiss if I didn't say anything and if I let this slide. But I want to point your attention to this photo that I'm about to put up. This was on ESPN on Game 1 for the New York Liberty and the Washington Mystics. And then this, this fan, first of all, this fan in no way, shape, or form is a representation of New York Liberty fans. This fan, I know this fan. I don't know this fan, but I see this fan around sitting in Section 3 all the time. He decided to come in to the arena on Game 1 against the Washington Mystics, and he held a sign that said, "Maul the Misfits." Maul the Misfits, talking about Washington Mystics. And then the cameras pointed to him, and he proceeded to talk his junk, and he called the Mystics. He said they are a bunch of thugs. And he went on with his drunk rambles or whatever it is, and he continued. So here's the thing. The thing with that is, I was pissed to see that. I was pissed off to see that. Because, one, who the hell are you talking to? Who are you referring to as thugs? Who are you referring to as thugs? I see some athletes. I see some positive women. I see positive influences that are having fun, that are playing the game that they love, that they work their butts off for. And you, because some of the players on the team don't look like you, they don't act like you, they're different, they're having fun. For them to be labeled as thugs is kind of that's kind of alarming. So I want to know what you mean, and I'm almost inclined to approach you tonight at the game and ask you, what do you mean when you call the Washington Mystics, those ladies, thugs? I haven't seen a thug bone on the Washington Mystics body. Let's look up the definition of the word thug. A violent, aggressive person, especially one who is a criminal, right? Or if you want to go the historical context of thugs, a member of a group or organization of robbers and assassins. So a thug is a bad guy, a bully, especially a violent one. Where did in any of those definitions, where did you see Natasha Cloud, Ariel Atkins, Brittany, and when you're referring to them as thugs, I'm almost certain you are not referring to Elena Deladon. So what do you mean when you say thugs? They're a bunch of thugs, and to take them back to Washington. Again, to all the WNBA fans and everybody, I want to know, what does this man mean when he says they are a bunch of thugs? And again, I want you to know this is not a representation of New York Liberty fans. This is a far representation. This is a misrepresentation of New York Liberty fans, and this is why I'm a little bit PO'd with ESPN for even pointing the camera on people like that. We have real fans. We got the Seafoam Army. We got so many joyous people. We got Liberty FM. We have so many people. I seen they put James on the camera the other day. Why the hell did you put this guy on the camera talking about Maul the Misfits. What misfits do you see in Washington? What misfits are you talking about? And then saying that they're a bunch of thugs. Do you know what thugs are? You're in Brooklyn. If you wanna take a historical context of the thugs in Brooklyn, none of them look like Brittany Sykes. None of them look like Natasha Cloud. None of them look like Ariel Atkins. What do you mean? What do you mean? So, like, I'm so bothered by it. I'm so bothered by it because that's not something this is not something we should even be talking about. The man had a sign that said "Maul the Misfits" and call them thugs. He called WNBA players thugs. He called these positive influences thugs. Go do your homework. Do your homework on Brittany Sykes. Do your homework. Do your homework on the Washington Mystics organization. Do your homework on them. They're a good organization. Those are good people. Those are positive women. They are doing positive things for not only on the court, but off the court and in their communities. How dare you? How dare you? Like that. This is not a reflection of New York Liberty fans. I have all the words in the world for you, but because this is supposed to be a family show, I'm gonna keep it chill. But I really sincerely hope that you come into the game tonight with a sign that apologizes. I don't want to see your MVP signs. I don't want to see your Maul the Misfit. I don't want to see none of that. I want to see a damn apology written on a note saying sorry to the Washington Mystics. And by the way, if the Mystics come out tonight and they are fueled by what they saw, they have every right to be. If we get our asses kicked tonight, I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you because of the fact that you gave them bulletin board material. You gave them fire to fuel them. And it was unnecessary. It wasn't even needed. It wasn't needed. Nobody cared about your opinion. Nobody cares who you are, but you wanted to go ahead and get your little airtime and your 2 seconds of fame to call somebody misfits and thugs, and ESPN allowed that to happen. So what's going on here? Please do better with the representation of the WNBA. Please do better because the representation I'm seeing is trash. This is trash. This is not a reflection of WNBA fans. This is not a reflection of New York Liberty fans. That man is a misfit, and that man's a thug. If you look at the definition that I just read to you by thugs, right? Somebody bullying, a bad person, that's a thug. That man holding a sign. He's the misfit and he's a thug. There is the irony in all of that. There's so much irony in all of that. So this is my message to all the fans. First of all, fans, we need to have a certain etiquette when we come to these games. We need to have a certain etiquette. First of all, these guys are humans. They're people. They're not your racehorses. I know some of us go ahead and we get on the FanDuels and the Prize Picks and we bet and so and so. These guys are not racehorses. These men and women are not racehorses. Respect yourself. If you want to go ahead and you want to spend your dollars on betting and all this, that, and the third, do what you do. But if you lose, don't go ahead and talk garbage and talk craziness. These are human beings. These are not horses in your race. Furthermore, you do not get to pay a ticket to the game. Just because you pay a ticket to go to the game doesn't mean you get to have these outbursts and say whatever the hell you want, because it's a privilege to watch the game. It's a privilege to be in the stadium. Just like it's a privilege for those athletes to play the game, you as a fan, it's a privilege for you to even be in the stadium. Watch your mouth. You guys do it from the safety of the stands because you know nobody's going to be able to jump in and put it on you. And I think that's one of the most telling things. It's like social media. You guys stand behind social media. You say all of these weird things and expect nobody to have reactions. Like these people are not human beings. You're a misfit, bro. You're a misfit. You're a thug if you decide that this is your time because you have a miserable life and misery loves company. You want to go to a stadium where somebody else works, a person's place of work, and then make things difficult on them like that by saying crazy stuff, calling people thugs, calling people curse words, saying all types of profanities from the safety of the stands, knowing damn well you're not going to say it in their face, in front of their security and stuff like that. So cut it out, you cowards. Cut it out, please. Furthermore, Like, cause I'm losing my train of thought. This is supposed to be a basketball show. We're supposed to be talking about the game 2 and everything like that. But instead, we need to educate fans. And we're not just talking about New York Liberty fans, because again, this is not a representation. That fool you seen on camera is not a representation of New York Liberty fans. It's just a representation of immature, idiotic, bozo type fans that feel privileged. They want to use their privilege, what they believe is their privilege, to go ahead and say some outlandish stuff and do outlandish stuff so they could get their 2 seconds of fame. You want your 2 seconds of fame? Here's your 2 seconds of fame, clown. I'm telling y'all all now, be better fans, be better people. These are humans. Let's imagine some of these athletes coming into your place of work and booing you for the horrible fucking job that you did. All right, because we all know that you guys are not perfect. So let's take that up to a level. How about we do athlete duel instead of fan duel? How about athletes get an opportunity to bet on you guys on work? Over or under, how many burgers did you flip? Over or under, how late will you be to work this week? Over or under, like, we can keep going all day. We can keep going all day, but I'm not gonna get so sour because y'all gonna see a different side of me. I just want y'all to know, as fans, we have an obligation. We have to do better. We have an obligation to not only show that we're a classy bunch, especially in Brooklyn, but we also have to show that there are kids in this game. The WNBA game, there's a bunch of kids. There's a bunch of youth involved in this. What type of influence are you setting for them? Are you just trying to create another number 2 bum to go to stadiums and heckle people while... I'm telling y'all now, I'm not gonna lie to you, this got me worked up. Fans, we need to be better. Y'all need to do better. Y'all have to do better at the comments that y'all putting on social media, on the things that y'all are saying and doing at the games, because it's not cool. It's not cool, and I completely understand why the players, might get a little bit frustrated with some of the things that they're seeing and some of the things that y'all are doing, because it's completely not right. It's truly not right. I want to see better. So again, I want to extend an apology to the Washington Mystics and the WNBA for what they saw, because that is not a representation of the New York Liberty. And those ladies are not thugs. Those are bona fide ballers. They do the damn thing. So to that fan, I'm gonna need you to watch your mouth sincerely. And again, if I got time today, I definitely will be reaching out to you. I will be reaching out to you. And if you give me the opportunity, I would love to interview you just to see if you're going to double down on that or not. And I promise you, if we have a conversation to you today, you will be apologizing to those Washington Mystics. And I'm not playing with that. Again, my apologies for setting the mood down, guys. My apologies for setting the mood down. Frustration is superseded just now, so my bad. But again, game 2 is tonight, 7 p.m. Let's go, Liberty. We need y'all. We want to get this dub. Let's go, Libs. Peace. Oh, yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. You know the deal.
All we got is us look down the bench like a championship or bust. Next man up. All we got is us look down the bench like a championship or bust. Next man up. Yeah, the strong survive, the will to rise. Get rich or die. I kill for mine. Look in my eyes. Get out the lane. You see the drive. If this a game of thrones for throne, that make me catch a bone. I'm cold. My name is Stone. Born winner. Now all you gotta do is trust. Look at the bench. Yo, the championship a must. We like next man up.